Before we
Recording in progress.
begin, a few practical housekeeping points. So the webinar will be conducted in English, in French, and Portuguese with interpretation available. Please click on the globe icon, which is entitled Interpretation, on the bottom right of your screen and select your language if you want to hear in French, in Portuguese, or in English. We also ask the participants to speak clearly and at a moderate pace to support the interpreters. Please keep your microphone muted when you are not speaking and use the chat function to introduce yourself. You can indicate your city and also you can share any questions or comments in the chat section and we will try to address it in the main plenary. So my name is Nelson Delamar. As probably you know, I'm the Technical Help Desk Officer of the CoM SSA Secretariat, alongside my colleague Megan Swain, who will also be with us today. And I'm pleased to welcome you all on behalf of the Covenant of Mayors in Sub-Saharan Africa Secretariat. So the purpose of today's session is to create a practical space for exchange among CoM SSA signatory cities that have already developed their Sustainable Energy Access and Climate Action Plans, or SEACAP, and are now working to translate those plans into implementation. Across Sub-Saharan Africa, many cities, I think it's a bit more than 30 cities, have made important progress in identifying their climate and energy priorities and developing a SEACAP. However, moving from a formally adopted plan to concrete implementation is not always straightforward. Cities often face challenges linked to finance, institutional coordination, technical capacity, stakeholder engagement, monitoring, political support, and the preparation of projects that are sufficiently developed to attract external support or investment. This webinar is therefore not intended only to present success stories. It is also an opportunity for cities to speak openly about the difficulties they are encountering, the solutions they have tested, the lessons they have learned, and the type of support they still require. Through this exchange, we hope to identify practical approaches that can be adapted and replicated by other cities. During the first part of the webinar, I will briefly present several tools and support mechanisms that can help cities strengthen the SEACAP implementation. And then we will also be very pleased to hear directly from the cities of Kloto, Nakuru, and Pikine, which will share their practical experiences of implementing the SEACAP. Their presentations will give us concrete insights into what implementation looks like in different local contexts, including the progress achieved, the partnerships established, the challenges encountered, and the lessons that may be relevant to other CoM SSA cities. After the plenary presentations, all the participants will join breakout sessions. So there will be one for Francophone cities and one for Anglophone and Lusophone cities. And all the participants will be able to speak during the breakout session in the second hour. And these discussions are intended to be very interactive and practical. And you will be invited to share on the current status of your SEACAP implementation, examples of actions already underway, successful institutional or financing approaches, major challenges, and the most important recommendations for other cities. We strongly encourage participants to engage with one another during these discussions. Please feel free to ask questions, compare experiences, and share both successful and less successful approaches. As we always say, like peer learning is most valuable when cities can speak openly and also honestly about what has worked, what has not worked, and what they would do differently. But first of all, I would like to give you a very short reminder on the services that we offer at the technical help desk regarding SEACAP implementation. As most of you know, we offer support mostly for the SEACAP developments, but you are very welcome to reach out to us regarding your SEACAP implementation for any question regarding project development, project implementation, or monitoring and reporting. You can, for project developments, also access the climate finance course that I will show you a bit after. But we can recommend you different mechanisms, platforms, or stakeholders that can support you for project concept notes and pre-feasibility studies, and share potential funding opportunities for project implementation. And we can definitely support you on online reporting, as I will introduce you after. Regarding the CoMSA Climate Finance course, this course is available on our platform, our portal, the CoMSA portal that you should have access to. Do not hesitate to contact the technical help desk if you haven't had access to the climate finance course. Oh, sorry, is it possible to, yeah, thank you. Also, so the CoMSA Climate Finance course was developed to deal with the challenges raised by the cities in like the difficulty to understanding how climate finance work and how to position local projects so that they can attract support. So this climate finance course is designed for local government officials. It is free, and it provides a practical introduction to the climate finance landscape. It is not only about identifying external funds, it also helps cities think more strategically about the resources you already have, how climate priorities can be integrated into municipal planning and budgeting, and how projects can be better structured before approaching potential partners. The course guides you through the full process, like understanding available sources of finance, preparing stronger project ideas, developing a convincing investment case, and identifying the right partners to support implementation. For cities participating today, this can be a very useful follow-up resource, and it can help you build a common understanding of climate finance and strengthen your ability to move SEACAP actions for a general priority into a more credible project pipeline. So no worries, I will share with you the presentation after the webinar today. We have the presentation in all three languages, French, English, and Portuguese. I would like also to tackle another aspect of SEACAP implementation, which is more about monitoring and evaluation. And as a reminder, we recommend you to report your SEACAP implementation journey into the CDP-ET track. You are supposed to do it at the end of the development of your SEACAP, but also it is good to every year fill in the CDP-ET track because it helps you monitor your progress over time, identify where implementation is advancing and where additional attention is needed. Reporting also allows your city to show to the partners, potential funders, and to other stakeholders that your SEACAP is being actively implemented. And this can thus strengthen your credibility and make it easier to communicate your progress. Another important benefit is that information reporting can support several initiatives at the same time, reducing duplication for cities. So it's not only for the climate, but there are like other initiatives for which you can report. And sorry, the reporting process can also help improve the quality of your municipal climate data because you can receive a feedback, identify gaps in your information, and also strengthen your monitoring system. Finally, reporting can also increase the visibility of your projects that are seeking support. Like a city that can maybe clearly explain what it has achieved, what remains also to be done, and the resources that are like required. This city is in a stronger position, let's say, like when engaging with potential funders and partners. I would like also to mention the ICLEI Africa Sustainable Finance Center, which was created to help address the gap between municipal climate priorities and actual investment. Many cities already know what they want to do, but the difficulty is often transforming those priorities into projects that are sufficiently clear, well prepared, and institutionally supported to attract finance. The center works, this ICLEI Africa Sustainable Finance Center works with cities through this process. The first step is to help identify and prioritize the most viable actions within a SEACAP. Not every action can be implemented at the same time. So it's very important to prioritize which one are like the most urgent, like the most realistic as well, and the most likely to generate strong climate and development benefits. The next step is project development. This can include preparing concept notes, undertaking technical or financial assessments, and clarifying possible implementation models. However, technically strong projects is not enough on its own. Cities also need to demonstrate institutional readiness. This means clarifying mandates, strengthening governance arrangements, addressing risks, and ensuring alignments with national policies and municipal priorities. Once these foundations are in place, the center can help connect cities with project preparation facilities, development finance institutions, donors, private sector partners, and other relevant actors. So the main message is that access to finance usually does not begin with the funding application. It begins much earlier with good project preparation, strong institutional ownership, and a clear implementation pathway. Last, I would like to also say a few words about the City Climate Finance Gap Fund that some of you may be aware. This City Climate Finance Gap Fund is another very important resource for cities that have like identified climate priorities but are not yet like ready to approach investors or major financing institutions. Sorry, I'm gonna put it also in French. The GAP Fund provides early stage technical assistance. This means that it supports cities at the points where there is like an idea, a concept, a project ID, which still needs to be clarified, developed, and tested. For instance, like a SEACAP may identify priorities such as let's say like improving waste management, or strengthening urban resilience or improving public transport. However, the city may still need support to define the project scope, access the climate benefits, or identify the relevant stakeholders, or determine whether the project is technically and financially viable. This is the type of gap the fund is designed to address. It is important to clarify that the GAP Fund does not normally finance construction or full project implementation. Its role is also to help cities prepare stronger projects so that they can later access project preparation facilities or investment finance. The process therefore moves from a broad SEACAP priority to a clear project concept, then to early technical preparation, and finally towards a more credible and finance-ready project pipeline. For CoM SSA, this can be particularly relevant when there is a strong project ID but limited internal capacity or resources to take the first project development steps. So I'm going to stop here with these tools and mechanisms and platforms that you can have access to. I'm going to share this presentation with you after the webinar, but do not hesitate to contact the technical help desk if you want more information or if you think that you have the right projects that could fit in this platform mechanism or processes. Now, I would like to give the stage to our first speaker, Mr. Ndiagafo. Monsieur Ndiagafal, est-ce que vous êtes disponible?
Alors, bonjour à tout le monde. Bonjour Nelson, bonjour à tous. J'espère que vous m'entendez bien.
Je vous entends très bien.
Ah, parfait alors. Merci beaucoup Nelson pour cette invitation-là.
Hi everyone, I believe you can all hear me. My name is Diaga Fall. I'm the Secretary General and a focal point for the CoM SSA in my region. So it's an honor for me to participate in this meeting. It is a duty as well for us to engage and exchange the modest experience that we have for the interest of CoM SSA. So as you know, we've been with the convention since 2017. So the process of PADCC is what we started with, the process of SEC. So what we are going to do today, it's first of all to come back quickly on the whole of programs and projects.
Voilà, donc ça c'est grosso modo la page de
couverture. So that is in nutshell the overview of the action plan. So it's in fact beyond the plan,
donc qui est constitué de fiches de projet.
we have project files. So the whole set of projects which comprise exploitation, which will also help facilitate the communication with all the partners. So that action plan, as we said, it has a number of projects of programs. I think the next slide will show us some. So as you can see, this is just a summary of programs and projects following strategic guidance according to the action plan for climate change and different other issues. But we are going to try to engage on 2 to 3 projects which have to be implemented. On the first project,
Prochain slide, s'il vous plaît.
Let's go to the next slide, please.
Voilà, ça c'est également, on est toujours dans la liste des projets. Hein.
We are always in the list of the projects that we listed. Projects for which we need the support from technical and financial partners. So as you can see, there are projects that can be covered by the budget of the city itself without relying on external support. So the first project is it has to do with the biomass. It was identified during the elaboration of the action plan. So those are apps that are growing in an abundant manner. And as we wanted to have that herb in case of in relation with the circular economy, based on the funding that we appreciate, it was through the cooperation with the Spanish government. Since the third phase until now, I think everything is going well with the current cooperation, because we have a focal point with the Spanish cooperation. So what we envisage to do with the project is to produce biocoal, which plays an important role here. So we also want to always get rid of COD, and we have almost 55 hectares of forest, and with more than 1,300 tons produced. So we are going towards the finalization and see how we start with the protection of the biocoal. And that was the first project. So the second project here, we are still on the study phase of this second project. We have not started with the implementation yet, because there are important issues, important challenge to address here. We have to establish first the industrial unit of the biocoal. So we have almost 5 centers, the biggest centers producing COD in the region. So here we are trying to see how we can translate that opportunity into a clean energy. So the cooperation also supported us in the previous phase, and the current phase on which we are now. We are going to continue to better enrich the project so that it can be bankable here. And we hope for a good implementation, which will be also assisted maybe by partners. So it's to tell you that it's not possible to assess all these projects in terms of execution. I mean here from the national and international level, unless we have means to conduct studies and find funding not only on the international level, but on lower levels as well. That was with regards to the second project. Now for the third project, it's the program which consists of having more trees. So we have the one forest here, which plays an important role here. We have to work in order to consolidate that forest, and for that we have to fight against climate change. So, which means if those forests disappear, we are going to have we are going to experience difficult situation.
Puisque en termes de séquestration, il est prévu quand même au moins quelques 15 273 tonnes d'équivalent CO2 pour atténuer les émissions grâce à ce forêt. Grâce également à la coopération italienne cette fois-ci, nous avons pu obtenir un financement qui peut nous permettre, en relation avec les services de l'État qui gèrent effectivement la forêt en termes de protection, de pouvoir procéder à un reboisement, mais à une densification de l'espace végétal. Cette forêt est traversée par plusieurs projets de l'État, le projet de train express régional, le projet d'autoroute à péage. Et donc vraiment pour nous, pour la ville de Pikine, il faut essayer de voir comment il faudra vraiment renverser la tendance pour que cette forêt-là demeure effectivement la forêt régionale par excellence en termes de séquestration, mais de lutte contre les îlots de chaleur également. Donc, je pense qu'il y a un troisième également projet ou une troisième activité que nous avions envisagé également sur le prochain slide. Donc voilà, ça c'est toujours dans le cadre du projet, c'est le projet cyclement.
So this is still in line with the project, and we have activities that we planned. We have the plantation of different plants. So it's an implementation of a surveillance program or monitoring program with some other activities that are planned. It's in cooperation with the Italian government. So it's here in a decentralized cooperation. The other activity that we want to share is often forgotten. It's the governance dimension of things. It's good to come up with projects to ask for funding, but it's also good to establish an inclusive setting that will gather all the stakeholders, civil society, departmental technical services, and to do good monitoring of all the activities related to climate change. With all that, with the foundation, we managed to put in place what we called Youth Climate Action Fund. And it's true that it's a project that consists of selecting micro projects. It's between $2,000 to $5,000 project which cannot exceed 6 months, but we are trying to suscitate here an awareness. We want the youth to take conscience of the situation, and then after we realize that beyond the implementation, there are a good number of associations that can help at the community level with services such as the reforestation. So we can see now an increased awareness among the youth and people in the community in the fight against climate change, which is very, very important. And it's a way of mobilizing and raising awareness with the population. Naturally, everything is not rose, everything is not good as we planned, but the few lessons that we can share is first of all the political will from the mayor, so which is fundamental here, which is the foundation. So if there is no political will, if the mayor did not accept, there is nothing we could do. So, and beyond focal points, usually we limit ourselves with the focal points, and I think it's not a good solution. We should establish true and strong technical teams, and we have to put in the organogram of the community a climate office so that the climate issues be institutionalized at the local level. In most cases, when we put in place a plan, we realize that after completing the work, actually work starts when we feel like we are done, we have achieved something, we have completed something. That's really when work starts. And involving deciders, decision makers, it's always go in our favor. And the regular budget programming, as I said it not long ago, we don't just need big investors or banks. I think there are local actions that can be taken in order to budget projects at the territory level here for climate issues. Even if we do not manage to budget entirely for the project, but at least we can budget sessions of capacity building. So now, if we fail to budget complex projects, we can at least try to budget and cover capacity building sessions. So collaborations here are vital importance. So what allows us again to move forward. It's the collaboration that we can have with different state services. They help support us in the implementation of our plans. And the knowledge of the national policies is very, very important. The state has policies, the state has programs. So knowing better the strategies of the state on climate change issues will help us also find opportunities at the national level for the implementation of the project. The improvement of the local governance in terms of climate is a good thing, but the collectivity or local areas or local institutions on their own, if they have to deploy and make efforts, it will not be very helpful. That's why, in our opinion, the governance local of climate is very important to be fully taken care of. And that's linked to the presence of the state. There are NGOs that are present as well. So potentially they have knowledges, but they are not really used. But the fact of improving the local governance of the climate policies, it will help us. Actually, we should use all the necessary and available resources as a lever for the implementation of the climate action at the local level. So I think that's what we prepared for our presentation. We were very busy. Otherwise, we could have given further details. That's what I had to give in a nutshell. I'm sorry for going maybe beyond the 10 minutes that were given to me. So I think that's what I wanted to share with you. I thank you and I remain available for any questions or clarification. I thank you.
Merci beaucoup pour cette présentation, pour les
Thank you very much, Mr. Fall,
signatories
for the well-detailed presentation.
enseignements pour les autres villes qui participent.
And thank you as well for the learned
Par
lessons.
rapport des questions maintenant,
We will not have time for questions now anyway. We are reminding that there will be a parallel session in which you are going to engage on experiences. And do not forget that you can still ask questions in the chat for the remaining time here during the webinar.
We are going now to move from West Africa to East Africa with Miss Karanja from the city of the county of Nakuru in Kenya. Could you please unmute yourself? Grace? Hello? We cannot hear you if you are speaking, Grace. Otherwise, while we wait, I can move directly to the third speaker. Monsieur Kofi Alouanou, est-ce que vous êtes
Mr. Kofi,
disponible?
Are you available?
Oui.
On va passer à vous. Est-ce que
Yes,
vous
I am.
pouvez,
We are going to go to
vous
you.
tenir aux 10 minutes de temps de parole et
Can
essayer
you
de parler un peu, pas trop
try
vite pour que les interprètes
speak
puissent
slowly so that
mettre
interpreters
votre
may capture
tout de
everything
suite
that you will have to say?
à l'écran. Un instant.
Let me just try display your slides. Just a moment.
Voilà, vous pouvez commencer.
Et bonjour Nelson, bonjour à toutes et à tous.
You may start. Hi to everyone.
De la mairie de Pikine, commune de
I'm
Kloto,
from
donc de la
the
préfecture de Kloto.
mayor's office on Karime
La
in the
préfecture
commune of
est
Kloto.
composée de slide suivant.
Next slide,
De
please.
3 communes. Commune de Kloto 1.
We
commune de
have
Kloto 2, commune de Kloto
3
3.
communes,
Donc,
Kloto
le
1,
périmètre
2,
plan
and
climat
3.
énergie a été élaboré pour
So
l'ensemble de ces 3
the
communes, tout en
energy
tenant
climate
compte
has
des
been
agrégés au niveau des
elaborated
données.
here for at the level of data.
Donc, la vision, c'est que les communes de Kloto soient résilientes au changement climatique avec un développement des territoires à faible empreinte carbone, harmonieux et durable et une prospérité des communautés. C'est bon. Donc, ici, en fait, c'est les trois axes au niveau du plan climat et les exercices stratégiques que nous avons. Nous allons continuer l'axe numéro 1 qui porte sur la gouvernance. Allons-y. Donc, la gouvernance, nous avons au niveau des trois communes pour pouvoir harmoniser les activités aussi bien progresser. Les trois communes ont mis en place en fait une intercommunalité appelée Groupement Solidarité Climat Kloto et qui comprend en fait les trois communes. Donc, au niveau du plan de présentation, nous allons commencer par là. Et
At
aussi
the
voir l'intégration du
presentation
PAIDEC dans les
plan,
systèmes
we'll
locaux de
start
planification
from
ainsi qu'au
there
niveau de la
with
budgétisation
the planning
et
plan.
son alignement au niveau des politiques
And we have
climatiques et de
its
développement
alignment on the
national.
level of climate
L'expérience de
policies at the
Kloto
national
dans la
level.
transformation des
So
actions
the experience of
du PAIDEC en
Kloto
registre structuré et bancable, ainsi qu'un exemple de projet que nous appelons projet de lutte contre
is based
l'inondation
on
comme
two
cas contact pour les
projects. I
résultats
mean,
pour y aller. Donc, ici, quand nous prenons la
so here,
gouvernance,
when
c'est
we take
l'axe numéro 1, la consolidation
governance,
de la gouvernance locale
it's the
et
consolidation
mobilisation des
of the
ressources.
local governance here
Donc
in terms
là,
of
au niveau
and
de la gouvernance solidaire par le PAIDEC,
resource mobilization. As I said,
c'est de permettre la gouvernance et l'animation du PAIDEC
it
à l'échelle des trois
allows
communes.
the
Contribuer à
governance
l'aménagement
and
des
the animation
territoires de
in
la
the
préfecture de
three
Kloto et Alpali.
communes.
Effectuer des projets intercommunaux d'envergure de type climat, énergie, environnement,
The
eau et
project we
assainissement,
have
déchets,
is
agriculture, transport public et
an
collecte de
energy
certaines déchets.
project
Contribuer à la création,
which
l'aménagement, l'entretien, la gestion
contributes to
durable
the
des aires.
creation and the
Développement des activités agricoles et
sustainable
économiques.
management of
Contribuer au
residues.
maintien et au
So
développement
we wish
harmonieux du
to
territoire intercommunal.
contribute to the
Répondre aux attentes et aux
maintenance and
besoins
the
présents
harmonious development
vécus
of the
des
intercommunal
habitants
territory
soumettant à
to
leur
answer
appréciation
to
les
the
équipements de services
aspiration or
disponibles nécessaires
expectations
et à leur
and
planifier. Enfin,
present
qu'il
and
n'y ait en
future
place
needs
le cas
of the
figuré dans le
inhabitants
dessin avec les trois
by
communes
availing
constituées de Kloto 3.
to them
Et
the
sur le
teams
prochain
and
slide,
public services necessary for their development. Next slide.
nous avons des organes. Il y a l'organe délibérant,
We have
le groupement
the
solidaire constitué des
the
maires et
deliberation
des
organ
conseillers. On
made of
a 6
the
conseillers par
mayor and
commune.
the council.
Là,
We have
c'est les
six
orientations
councils
politiques.
per communes.
Nous
That is
avons
up to
aussi la
the
présidence.
political
La présidence
orientation.
est
We
tournante.
have the
C'est annuellement.
presidents,
Il y avait
which
plutôt
is
un qui va commencer actuellement, c'est Kloto 2
which
prochainement. Ça
has
sera
a
le nouveau
1 year
président.
mandate.
Il y
So
a
there
la
is a
vice-présidence
rotation
actuellement qui est
in
assurée
the
par les
chairmanship or in the
deux
presidents,
autres
which
maires.
happens
Et nous avons un
every
secrétariat
year.
permanent.
We have a permanent secretariat.
L'idée, c'est qu'on arrive à avoir
The
à terme
idea is for
un
us
service au
to
niveau
have
intercommunal qui
a
puisse
service,
avoir
uh,
aussi
uh, uh, uh,
quand même des compétences en
an
développement
intercommunal
des
service,
projets
so that we can have
au niveau local, au niveau international
good project
pour
at
la
the
mise en œuvre
local
du
and the
PAIDEC et d'autres projets de développement
international
durable.
level
Tout ça
for the
ensemble,
implementation of
c'est au niveau communal ou bien jusqu'à au
sustainable
niveau préfectoral.
project, even at the
On y
level of
allait.
the prefecture.
Donc, au niveau des contributions pour le fonctionnement, les communes
As
ont
for
quand
the
même mis
contribution
au niveau de
for the
leur
operations
budget
in
des
the
lignes de crédit
communes,
pour
we have
assurer le
defined
fonctionnement
some budgetary
de,
lines or credit lines
disons, de l'interco, du groupement
for
intersolidaire
uh,
ou,
for
qui est
the
animé par une
operations of
secrétaire
the
permanente
commune. And
actuellement.
for that, we
Il y
have
a les
a
services
permanent
des
secretary,
communes
and there are
aussi qui
technical services
interviennent
per
en tant que
commune.
de base
So
technique au niveau
they
de
interact
l'interco du groupement solidaire.
And they are
Il
from
est temps que
Solidarity
cela
Groupement,
devienne aussi,
and
soit renforcé. Nous avons des dons, des
we
legs,
also
des
work in a
subventions de
way of
coopération au niveau du fonds
strengthening
PAID
services
et
at
aussi
the
des
common
emprunts,
level.
des partenariats publics-privés pour pouvoir évoluer. Et compte tenu du contexte de la décentralisation,
As for the
sont
context
gérés,
of decentralization,
de manière légale et de manière transparente
so communes are
par
managed
disons,
in
l'équipalier
a
du
legal
groupe
and transparent
de Kloto.
manner.
Nous pouvons continuer.
We can continue, I think, to the next slide.
Donc, à titre d'exemple, le groupement solidaire a
As an example, the Solidarity Groupement
sur l'eau et l'énergie.
has project on
Donc,
water and energy.
Il y a, bon, le premier, c'est avec l'appui de GCOM de la CoM SSA.
The first one is with the support of GCOM.
Ça a pris fin le 19
There are
Le
the
second,
study
en avril
phase
2026,
was
où nous avons
completed
des études de
in December
faisabilité
2025.
pour aller au financement. Il y a plusieurs bailleurs,
Now we
l'Union
are
européenne,
still on the
le Fonds
feasibility
canadien,
studies that will lead us into
la
the
CoM
funding
SSA,
of
PADI,
the project by
la
CoM
population française,
SSA
etc.
and by the French population, etc.
Okay. Quand nous prenons l'intégration du PAIDEC dans
When
les
we
systèmes
take
locaux de
the
planification
integration
et les alignements au niveau politique,
of
nous pouvons
SEAC
dire
and
que
its alignment at
on va prendre un
the
cas concret.
political level, we are going to
Les
take a
plans de
concrete
développement communaux
case. So we
au
have the
niveau local,
communal development plan
commune
at
groupe 1, groupe
the
3,
local level. We have
sont
Local
basés sur
1
les
and
données de
Local 3,
diagnostic du plan
which
climat
is
énergie
based
du
on the
PAIDEC.
data coming from the
Ce qui fait
diagnosis
que
of
on a déjà un
the
alignement
climate study. So we already have
d'intégration dans les documents de
an alignment
planification.
and
Les plans
integration
de
in
développement communaux sont
the
des outils stratégiques
planning
de 5 ans
document.
qui guident en fait le développement
So
de
it's
nos
a
communes.
5-year document which
Et on a
guides the
déjà un
development
alignement.
of our communes.
Et
So
n'oublions
there
pas
is
aussi
already
que
an alignment.
l'élaboration du plan climat
Let's not
énergie
forget that the development
s'articule
of
autour d'une
the
politique
plan is
nationale, des politiques au niveau national.
based on a
C'est que nous
national
avons un alignement au
policy,
niveau national
and
sur les
especially for the
projets.
fact that we have a national
Donc, on
alignment,
a une
it
intégration.
assists
Et pour le fonctionnement,
the
comment
project.
le PDC est financé indirectement, c'est le PAIDEC qui est financé.
So
Et nous
actually, for
sommes
the
assurés aussi
operation, I can say that indirectly,
d'intégrer aussi
it's
les
SEACAP that's
activités des services
supporting, that's
déconcentrés
funding
de l'État.
the
On a pris
project.
ça en compte en élaborant le PAIDEC. C'est-à-dire que des
So we
projets
took everything into account
sont
by
mis en œuvre
assessing
actuellement
or
au
by
niveau
developing
local. Au niveau,
a plan at the
quand
local
je dis au niveau
level.
local, de
When
Kloto
I
1 ou bien du
refer
préfectoral,
to the
qui est
local level,
renforcé
I'm
en
referring to
fait
the
dans le
prefecture,
cadre du PAIDEC ou bien du PDC.
and I'm referring
On continue.
to any support provided by
Donc,
SEACAP.
le point
We can
3,
go to the
l'expérience de Kloto
next
dans la transformation des missions
slide.
du PAIDEC
So
est
the
structurée
experience of
et finançable.
local,
Et au niveau de la phase
we have
3
seen
de la CoM SSA, sur le
how
projet de
structured
soutien
it is,
de la CoM SSA qui a permis
and
l'élaboration du
the support
PAIDEC.
of CoM SSA allowed
Il y a la FMDVS, puis il y a PADI et
the
nos
elaboration
partenaires
of
canadiens
IDEC.
qui
We
ont
have
accompagné
other
certaines
partners who
communes
accompanied
et
us.
certaines communes du Togo en matière de renforcement des capacités,
They accompanied us in
soit vers
capacity
la conception
building,
de notes conceptuelles et aussi
and
d'écriture
they
de projet.
supported us in the
À la
development
fin
of the
de
concept
l'élaboration
notes.
du PAIDEC,
At the end
au niveau de Kloto,
of
il y a
the
eu un
development of
approfondissement. Certaines
SEACAP,
fiches projets
there is
prioritaires ont été peaufinées.
a deepening
Et
of
nous sommes allés à la
priority
recherche de
files,
partenaires
and we went to look for partners, and that has produced result, has yielded results. Today, we managed to secure some funding. Let's not forget that the SEACAP is a strategic document which always builds trust when we meet with partners, and we benefited from certain projects related to the renewable energy, which we find in the Kloto commune, and we have a solar plant of more than 1.5 megawatts. Still with the same document from SEACAP, we managed to achieve those.
Nous pourrons continuer. On va prendre l'exemple du projet.
We can continue.
We may continue now. We're
We
talking
can
about the
take,
flooding
for
project.
example, the project of the fight against flooding.
Well,
in
we're talking about
Kloto 1.
the various municipalities.
Ça a commencé en 2023 officiellement, mais les négociations avaient commencé déjà en 2022 lors du sommet Afrique.
The negotiations were started in 2022,
we had engagement
where we
with
have
them already
the
since
first
2022.
elections of
So
the mayoral forum.
This was during the official launch.
We may continue.
Donc, le contexte est lié à l'inondation.
Therefore, the context linked to flooding, Gulf 1, Gulf 3, Côte 1 and 3 has started with the local cooperation, and then we have the 3 municipalities which have started to reduce their own vulnerabilities with regard to flooding. This we're talking about resilience, and equally we have noted with the results that we have gotten, there are municipalities that have buttressed the interest in this regard, 4, 5, and 6. We may continue. Let us proceed. On this project, there were studies which have been undertaken with regard to rainfalls at the municipal level. And now, stemming from these studies, there are meteorological centers which have been implemented at the level of Kloto 1, especially on the urban area. In the Pikine region, we have this meteorological station which has been implemented, enabling us to have a real-time meteorological data with regard to rain, weather, sunshine, and humidity in real time, in cataloging, recording all the elements pertaining to climate and energy on a specific territory. Let us proceed. With regard to this project, we had established a multi-risk plan so as to classify or taxonomize elements. We have a regional contingency plan which was drafted, and we noted that we dealt with vegetation and also flooding, and the action to be undertaken with regard to flooding, with a palpable example, a tangible example. In 2025, there was a triggering. When we're talking about triggering, a trigger, we are talking about a project dealing with rainfall with different ceiling. Given that we have 4 meteorological stations or centers, which encapsulating more than 100 million, therefore, This gives us 100 million. Therefore, we had a trigger at the level of the station, which explains why 25 million was reversed for sanitation project. This is a rain canalization at the level of the main massive, so as to drain out the water stemming from the rivers. This is part of the contingency plan. These are the daily data from that very day. We already dealt with this. These are the works, these are the activities. We may continue. In blue, these are the new channels, existing channels. In red, these are the channels built. On the other side, we have the market, churches, as education centers, which were submerged. These are the impacts were stemming from the rainfalls from the market ACB. We may continue. We may continue.
Et ça, c'est lors du constat. On a les NPC, ceux qui sont.
We have what we call NPC. This is a team wearing orange and almost some military colors, and the police as well. May we please proceed?
C'est une équipe mission sociale, voilà, pour pouvoir. Donc,
this is a social team. When we received the support, we undertaken the drainage of water, which are helping us to mitigate the impacts linked to rainfalls. We may continue, we may proceed. These are the images buttressed on your screen, as you may see. As you may see the illustration before reaching the end. This is not, we're not talking about the successes. We may also have to undergird the hardships which went on monitoring, evaluation, optimization, or capitalization. As I have said, they are state services dealing with these activities which deal with sectorial ministerial services or portfolio. We may as well say, with regard to the project, we may have the quantity, we may have some statistics. However, eventually, the data pertaining to the accurate amount is not systematic, owing to the lack of appropriate data, adequate data. We also going through technical data because the municipalities are not at the same level. Kloto 1, for instance, resisted. There is a new structure which has replaced the technical services and dealing with the environment and technical issues. However, we have to enhance, to equip the capacities of this municipality so that it may be more and more autonomous from the technical support. Also, we need to underscore the fact that we cannot do anything on our own. Therefore, we need to call upon external support. Sometimes a project is being implemented, it's not really being sufficiently implemented owing to the lack of fundings. Therefore, there is an enhancement, the lack of enhancement of local structures so as to continue on the capabilities or capacity. There are equally other realities pertaining to the continuity. However, we have a strong political buying which enable us to exploit these projects. Therefore, this is a progressive sensitization. Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you so very much.
And now we are going to go to the last presentation of the plenary session before going into the breakout sessions. Also, could you please indicate in the chat what language you understand and speak, so that we can assign to all of you the right breakout session. As a reminder, there is one for Francophone and one for Anglophone and Lusophone participants. Grace, the floor is yours. I'm going to share your presentation. Hello, Grace. Are you speaking right now? It seems that there is an issue with your microphone, maybe. Hello, hello. Grace, we can't hear you. Do you hear us? If you can put something on the chat. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that we are going to move to the breakout sessions. Grace, I'm really sorry, we can't hear you. But maybe you will be able to speak in the breakout session for Anglophone and Lusophone participants and present and make your presentation. Megan, if you can follow up with her, and Megan, if you can launch the breakout sessions, please, for everyone.
Hello.
Oh, sorry, Grace. Now we can hear you.
Yes, I've joined with another gadget with my phone.
Okay. Okay, the floor is yours.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm glad to be here today, and you can go to the next.
Yes, Grace.
Grace, you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you sorry for the hiccups, and I'm glad I'm here today. So I'll be able to take you in very fast. Okay. Okay. On the issues of what we've done as Nakuru County in terms of SEACAP implementation, at least we have been able to do a lot of things, and I believe it is a good opportunity to share some of the things that we've been able to do. And Our SEACAP came in handy as we are able now. The purpose of that was to combine the strategies to mitigate issues of climate change that will help us to adapt and also to issues of climate change, which was really tailored.
Madam, would you be Grace, please go a bit slower.
We believe that it was a good avenue for us. So the core pillars within our SEACAP was mitigation, energy access, and adaptation. And in all these areas, we've been able to do a lot in terms of depending on what activities are available. So on mitigation, we are able to focus on reducing greenhouse gas emission through energy efficiency programs at the county, improved transportation, and cleaner energy solutions. On energy access, we've been able now, after the development of the county energy plan.
A bit slower, madam. Please pause.
Grace?
Yes?
Please, can you speak slower, Grace, for our interpreters?
Oh, sorry. Okay, on the energy access, we've been able to ensure that we are able now to follow the SEACAP, and also which we are able to integrate it within our county energy plan. In fact, we were one of the first counties to have developed the county energy plan. So we have been like the pioneer counties, which has been helping other counties to develop their own. We have also been recognized at the national level. And last year, I was also nominated to sit at the national committees to help other counties and the national government at large to develop what we call integrated national energy plan. So that is a plus on our side. Energy access has been able to ensure that we bring the story to the local level, whereby we are incorporating the community, the schools and institutions to be able to adopt clean cooking technologies, and also the infrastructures that we are doing, like the boreholes, the solar. We also have areas to do with the clean cooking technologies and other activities. On adaptation, we have been able to ensure that we build the resilience of our community through various programs, and some of them we'll be able to see them as we continue with our presentation. So how we have been able to mainstream our SEACAP, after now we did the SEACAP, we came out with the Climate Change Act of 2021. At the same time, we were able also to develop what we call Waste Management Act of 2021. And to operationalize our Climate Change Act, we were able to develop what we call Climate Change Fund regulation that we are able now to do what we call climate financing. That means we have been able to mainstream climate financing in our county integrated development plan and also our annual development plan that help us to be able to allocate funds to implement climate or SEACAP related activities. At the same time, we were able also to do what we call participatory climate risk assessment and also developed a climate action plan that is going through from 2023 to 2027, and we have been able to track. And that's when SEACAP came in first, because we are able to incorporate all the things that we had put in our SEACAP. We are able now also to bring them on board in our county action plan. Within all those, we are able also to develop what we call County Integrated Development Plan. It is a 5-year plan that we usually put all the activities that we are envisaged to do throughout the 5-year. And it's a roadmap for counties or the national government to develop their own. At the national space, they are called National Integrated Development Plan, and the counties, we have the Integrated Development Plans. And also we have been able to...
Maybe a bit slowly, she needs to pause and collect it.
If you can speak a little bit slower, so that like the interpreters are able to translate.
And pause and collect it. And collect it.
All right, sorry, I'll try to slow down.
Collect it, please.
Yes. Our CIDP, it is a 5-year plan, and it helps us to plan for all activities in all sectors, to be able to allocate budgetary allocation on an annual basis, of which we are able now to incorporate all the aspects, whether climate change, energy, and any other activities from different sectors. So it is a roadmap for development at the county level. So we were able to mainstream the SEACAP activities within our CIDP, and that's why we also have developed the mechanism for funding those programs. We have also ensured that we are able to do what we call monitoring, verification, reporting, and recording, which has helped us to track our development in terms of the SEACAP. And this helps us to document the results, the accountability, ensure transparency, and also be able to review our CIDP at the end of next year, because we are supposed to have developed the other fourth generation CIDP. So experience in combining these resources, it is good to tell you that for one, we have been able to have climate finance, which we do it in two models. The county commit 2.5% budget of its budget to climate actions, and all of them are geared towards implementing climate-related projects, which should emanate from water sector, energy sector, environment, climate change, and any other climate-related aspects. And for that, we've been able now to adopt such things and also mainstream within our activities. How county has been able to deal with political changes and implementation. One, we are able to institutionalize county integrated development plan, annual development plan, and departmental work plan to annual budgets, ensuring continuity beyond the political terms. So in case of 5 year and then the one regime goes, the other one will come and continue with the work that was being done. We have also been able to strengthen implementation by anchoring climate action in the Nakuru County Climate Change Act, which is a legal framework that has been established to ensure good governance, such as County Climate Change Unit already is in existence, Nakuru County Climate Change Planning Committees and Ward Committee. These are the low-level committees that help us identify risks and hazard at the community level. And then they're able to develop a proposal which you come in and we make them as bankable proposals, which we usually fund to mitigate against the effect of climate change. Then we have continuous engagement with the county executive committee members of the county assembly, that is the political arm of the county, technical department, development partners, and local community, which helps sustain political support by demonstrating tangible benefits. And that has helped improvement of whatever we are doing. So some of the concrete project as depicted in our photos there, we have been able to enhance resilience and carbon sequestration, like rehabilitating our greener or recreation parks. From the photos, you can see the before and after. So if you come to Nakuru today, you can identify yourself with such projects. We have been able to do so in 2 of the major recreation sites, and we have incorporated culture and heritage in that, ensuring that the community is a part and parcel of our development. As you can see from the first one, we have been able to utilize nature-based solutions and what we call spot the city concept to ensure that we are able to implement the project as required. So these projects have great impacts as we have been able to increase the forest cover, tree cover, and the well-being of our people. They are now enjoying themselves in a cleaner environment. And you can see promotion of energy efficiency. Through the help of the projects such as now on waste circularity, where we have been able to develop different type of innovation in waste management, and also greening the beautification of our towns and urban areas. And we have been able to install air quality monitoring sensors that right now they are not 8, we have increased them into 30 of them. And we are able now to get real-time data on air quality. The others on supporting energy efficiency through our fecal sludge innovation, whereby we are generating fire briquettes and also fertilizers and other things that can be able to be utilized from waste. in promotion of energy efficiency, which was a very key deliverable from our SEACAP. Through GIZ, we've been able to install 14 number energy smart meters that were meant to do an energy audit onto our county facilities. And at the same time, we were in the process of now resource mobilization to ensure that we are able to retrofit our facilities. On the right side, you can see a white infrastructure. That one is an eco cooling plant that we have been able to develop through climate finance program. We have developed in some of our counties, they are able to produce a lot of Irish potatoes, and sometimes they go at a loss when they are not able to preserve them. We have been able to come up with a technology that we're able to develop a cooling plant that does not use electricity, neither does it use any form of energy. It uses natural energy, and it's able to preserve the potatoes and other products from the farm, thus reducing post-harvesting losses. So some of the issues that I know you are aware, these are some of the things that we've been able to achieve as a result of us improving in a carbon disclosure program. We are able now to report very well through the SEACAP and tracking what we've been able to do. We can see the recognition in terms of how we are reporting and the things we are doing. At least we have been able to be recognized further. So we believe going forward, SEACAP has become a very good tool that has been able to put us on the toe and has been able to gain traction at the county level. So importance of alignment to these activities, we have embedded climate action into county planning and budgeting. That means it becomes a priority for us to implement SEACAP and it's also attract funding. We have also helped us to improve access to climate finance, including the financing locally climate action that has geared to strategically financing climate actions like energy, the issues to do with climate change. Then we have been able to ensure that strengthening coordination between county department, national government, development partners, and community. Then standardizing monitoring and reporting, which has enabled Nakuru to track progress using national indicators and contribute to Kenya climate reporting obligations. We have also increased investment confidence, as now we can be able to to implement project and do reporting, and the impact can be used. It has a strong finance base that means we can be able to do further resource mobilization. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Grace. Again, a great example of SEACAP implementation. Thank you so much for your availability. Now we are going to move into the breakout session. Megan, if you can proceed.
I hope you can all hear me. Firstly, thank you so much, Grace, for your presentation earlier. And I wanted to know between those of us who are here in the English room, if there are any questions to what you've achieved in your SEACAP so far. I know that James is from Kisumu County, who's also been through the process of developing a SEACAP. If you maybe have any similarities in your SEACAP journey that you'd like to share.
Thank you, Megan, and of course, thank you, Grace, and the rest of us who are here. Of course, for Kisumu I think we more or less have what our counterparts from Nakuru have just shared. Because in terms of developing the SEACAP, which of course has both adaptation, interventions, the mitigation actions, and of course in terms of energy access, and of course interventions related around energy. Probably what could be different from us and Nakuru is in the progress in terms of implementing the SEACAP. Of course, much of the interventions from Kisumu's point of view has been focusing more on adaptation, and there's little progress on actions around mitigation and of course energy access. But of course, we've also done interventions around energy in terms of energy audits. We also implementing, of course, trying to come up with the solar floodlights for the city. But just like I said, of course, much of the interventions is on building resilience and focusing more on adaptation issues around, of course, addressing drought and of course addressing issues of flooding. And of course, in terms of financing, of course, just like Nakuru, we are also leveraging on the World Bank funding through the financing locally led climate action, which has really helped most counties in Kenya to sort of implement the SEACAP. So I think that is what I might share for now. Maybe back to you, Megan.
Thank you so much for your insights, James. I'd like to invite Amanda, who is from Takwanassam in Ghana, to maybe provide some insights into how the development of your SEACAP is going, and if there are any insights that you can share or give us an update around what the current status of your SEACAP development is.
Yeah, thank you very much. For Takwan, there's not been so much. We are still, as you have stated, developing the SEACAP. Again, we are actually looking for some technical support because sometimes it gets difficult. We have formed groups that is working on that. So we are using our own capacity to come out with that. But we are not so much advanced. That's what I can say. But we are doing our possible best to work on that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your insights, Amanda. I have maybe a follow-up question for you. James has indicated that they have more of a focus on adaptation actions. Is there any particular pillar in terms of mitigation, adaptation, or energy access that is a focal pillar for your municipality? Or is this something that you are still in the process of determining in the development of your SEACAP?
So for now, we are torn between adaptation and then mitigation. So basically, we are, but then, as I indicated, we are at the initial stages. So we are still determining which area to move in. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Amanda. I wonder, James or Grace, is there any advice that you could share with Amanda around any of your biggest lessons learned or advice in the process of developing a SEACAP that you think would be appropriate for Amanda and Takwanassam to be aware of?
Maybe if I go.
Please go ahead, James.
Yes, of course, one of the key lessons we learned is that political will, the political commitment in driving the climate agenda. So having the leadership at the forefront and also supporting goes a long way, not only developing the plan, but also in terms of allocating resources to implement the identified intervention. So I think one of the key lessons, or key things that we've learned is that having the political will to drive the process. And of course, the other thing is having more locally led interventions where the community are the effort. Because we are also looking at how sustainable the projects, either mitigation or adaptation interventions, how sustainable are they? So having also the community lead in terms of identifying interventions is also key for that matter. Yeah, maybe I'll pass it over to Grace.
Grace, do you have any advice? Hi, Grace. So you're back again. Is there any advice that you can offer from your end now that you've gone through this process of developing the SEACAP?
Yes. Yes, I have several advice. Like, for example, when you are developing your SEACAP, it's good to incorporate all stakeholders, wide stakeholdership, coming from maybe outside and also within the sectors of the municipality or the county, to ensure they are able now to like own the project and also own activities that are geared towards implementation of the SEACAP. The other thing is integration of the SEACAP activities within maybe the development plan for us to be able to attract funding, or it has a budget line. The other thing is also when you talk of political goodwill, as James has said, it also go hand in hand for them to be able to now to like own the processes and also be able now to like be the champions of implementing the SEACAP. And then they will be able now to make it easier for dedication of the finances to implement the SEACAP. So that has been maybe one of the areas that we've been able to leverage on. And we believe when you do that, it will be not to be a one-off thing. The other thing is to anchor your SEACAP activities into legal frameworks like the Climate Change Act or the energy. And then from there, it will be an out-of-season document that whoever comes in, they must be able to implement the activities that you have been able to back on, or them that you are already in the pipeline. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Grace. Amanda, do you have any follow-up questions or any specific advice you'd like to ask?
Not entirely. I think I'm okay with the advice that have come so far. Fortunately for us, our political authorities are solidly behind us, and they are in support of their preparation. So I think that is that's a good start for us. That's a good start for us. So, like I indicated earlier, I don't know if there is any other technical support that we could have to go through the process. I think that will support, that will help us so much to also develop the SEACAP as we have, or indicators. Because for now, we don't have any guideline or anything. We are doing everything on our own. So it becomes difficult for you to measure it against standards and all that and be sure what you have done is the right thing. So I don't know if anybody could also advise there's any way we can access any technical support, then we can take it up from there. Thank you.
Great, thanks for that, Amanda. So there are a variety of technical support offerings that we have from the CoM SSA Technical Help Desk. We have various tools and templates, for example, to undertake a risk and vulnerability assessment. We have a working document that helps to identify how to undertake a risk and vulnerability assessment that will meet the requirements for developing a SEACAP. And these particular resources exist for the 3 pillars. We also do support our signatories on a request basis to further support when undertaking these types of baseline assessments. So undertaking a greenhouse gas inventory or a risk and vulnerability assessment or access to energy assessment, we have tools and resources that can support you in doing this. So my suggestion would be to send an email to the CoM SSA Technical Help Desk or to myself. I'll pop both of the email addresses in the chat for you. And then you can send your request to the Technical Help Desk and we can have a further engagement to better understand what kind of data you have available, what kind of data that you'll need to develop your SEACAP, and we can map this pathway together to be able to best support you in developing your full SEACAP. And so then also when it comes to reporting on your climate achievements and the actions that you would eventually land up implementing, like Grace indicated in her presentation, Nakuru County has been reporting to the CDP ICLEI track, and this is another way that we can support our signatories in monitoring their progress when it comes to implementing and developing their SEACAP. And on the 4th of August, we will be having a CDP reporting webinar specifically to support our African cities in accessing this platform and reporting your local level data. So keep a lookout in your emails for the advertisements for those webinars. So just wanted to notify you on that. And I also had a follow-up question around, we know that GIZ is active in both of your countries, and wanting to know sort of what is your relationship like with GIZ? Are you receiving any technical support from them when it comes to developing your SEACAP?
Yes, I'm to contact with them, but for the SEACAP, I think when I asked the desk officer for the CoM SSA here is Chair. I contacted her and they said they will get here, but they are not here yet. So it's quite difficult. So I'd be glad if I could have your mail, then we could start the conversation also from there. And I will also contact Chair once again to see what help they could also offer as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So I have popped my the Technical Help Desk email address into the chat so that you can contact us and we can better understand how we can support you on this journey. And we know that there are other cities in Ghana that have been supported by GIZ in developing their SEACAPs. So there's an opportunity to have some lessons learned and some additional support from another city-to-city exchange like we've been having today.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. I think STME has done that. So I'll see how we can take the communication from there and from the help desk and then from GIZ as well. Thank you.
No problem. Are there any last comments or questions from the three of you in this breakout room? We still have a couple of minutes left until we'll be meeting in the plenary again. Yes, James, go ahead.
Thank you, Megan. It's good you mentioned, of course, the resources that, that are available. And of course, just like I mentioned for Kisumu, one of the things then we are looking at is how to not only report on the DHG, but also how to develop project proposals that are bankable, that of course revolve around mitigation and issues of energy access. So I think that is one area that probably would really seek some technical support in terms of designing bankable projects that revolve around mitigation and energy access. And of course, we have the GHG inventory that we did quite a few years ago. And of course, we are looking at how do we update. And of course, one of the issues has been how to get data to, of course, update the GHG. And that is also another area that then we'd also be looking for some support. So designing projects around energy access, mitigation, and of course how to do the GHG inventory and reporting, and of course updating the same. Otherwise, I think this has been a very insightful session, and of course looking forward to such kind of engagements in future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for those insights, James. We will be moving into the plenary room again shortly, so I ask for your patience as we start that process of integrating back into the main room. And again, please send all technical requests for support to the technical help desk at comsa.org or to myself or Nelson, and we'll be able to take those forward with you.
Megan, so Monsieur Yao,
we should be all back in the main room now.
Monsieur Yao, désolé, ça a coupé, vous pouvez reprendre. Il y aura peut-être l'interprétation, mais vous pouvez peut-être finir ce que vous étiez en train de dire.
Est-ce que vous me recevez?
Oui, on vous entend, je vous ai autorisé à intervenir.
Oui, c'est juste pour dire qu'actuellement, nous travaillons sur une...
Just to say that we are working on two recommendations which are anchored on supporting the review of the guide so as to take into consideration in a structured way a climate issue. We are working with the ministry delegated at the local governments so as to draft them, the training modules for the territorial collectivities pertaining to climate change and anchored on climate financing. As it was supported, it was buttressed. We will see how in synergist we are going to work on this aspect. Just to reassure you that this issue will be fine-grained and taken into consideration of climate change. The discussion may be continued. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, for this this webinar, this University Exchange. I hope that you could get interesting insights in the implementation of SEACAP, on the lesson learned from different cities, on the challenges and obstacles that they meet in implementing the SEACAP, but also on the advices that they could share. I think we had like very interesting inputs from the different cities, the need to align with the national level, and also the need to mainstream climate into local development plan, etc. So I'm going to conclude now. I'm going to, after this this webinar, I'm going to share the presentations that were made. And as a reminder, if you want support in the implementation of the SEACAP, please reach out to the technical help desk of the CoMSA, and we're gonna see how we can like support you or guide you or recommend you to other platforms, mechanisms, processes, or organizations that can also support you according to what you need. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day further. Bye-bye.
Merci à vous aussi. Merci beaucoup.
So very much to all of you. Thank you. Thank you.